You're watching a very serious anime scene, like a character's best friend just died. It is depressing, it is sad, then boom, ass. Full screen, unskippable. Fanservice, the magical force that made people believe in physics, question morality, and search for the theory of relatability, and also the reason people think anime fans are weird, which we are, of course. Like, there's cats looking like this in anime. But how did this all happen? Where did this even start? And I'll answer it all right after a beach episode. Now let me first make it clear, ecchi anime like High School DxD and fanservice shows like Fire Force are completely different things. One is all about tits and ass, and one is not about tits and ass, but they still do it anyways, for the sake of humanity. Back in the days when anime was not much of a mainstream, fanservice was like a treat in a show, like giving a candy to a kid who just did his homework. You work hard, come back home and watch an episode, and then bam, you're blessed. Now fanservice has been in the world since the first Neanderthal drew tits on a wall, and now in the modern day anime, it has created tropes like shower scene, hot spring episode, beach episode. It is everywhere, in front of your shounen, your romance, your sports, your cutesy sparkly innocent girly stuff. Even in horror anime, no one escapes fanservice. So why is this happening? Because people are just straight up freaking gooners, and anime girls without clothes equals money in the creator's pocket. Simple, isn't it? Now let me take you back to the 70s, in the days of the VHS. Yes, degenerate anime fans existed even in the 70s. A show named Cutie Honey. Now this was originally a show about a girl who is a cutie, and she can switch her forms to fight the enemies. Simple, right? But sometimes she has no clothes. Now Cutie Honey was written by Go Nagai. Yes, the same person who wrote Devilman. So man went from demons ripping each other apart to a magical girl outfit malfunction. And this show was one of the origins of fanservice in anime, where the creators were like, wait, we can just do that and we'll get more money? And I kid you not, the storyboard of the remake of Cutie Honey was by none other than Hideaki Anno, the creator of Evangelion. How did man go from mecha fights with a depressing kid to this? But anyways, that was the rise of almighty fanservice. And then Ranma Half came out. Now I'm just telling you, this was my holy grail when I was 15. A guy turns into a woman when splashed with water. The show is complete chaos with a guy showing his woman parts. Now what Ranma did great is that it perfected the lines between fanservice and real comedy. Even if you ignore the fanservice moments of the show, Ranma is still pretty funny because the characters and the interactions are just so fun. It kind of had the perfect balance of comedy and fanservice. But this kind of balance was completely lost in the next few years when ecchi came out. And then surprise, surprise, Dragon Ball, two shows mainly about martial arts. Dragon Ball, with adventures of Goku searching for Dragon Balls, but also investigating if everyone around him has balls. And Master Roshi is the real gangster, by the way. And ecchi used a Chinese traditional story of martial arts and flipped the whole plot like they flip every single underage girl's skirts. This was the turning point. Mainstream shows started doing fanservice and fanservice became mainstream. And then tropes started to exist. Bath scenes, beach episodes, hot spring episodes, protagonists that kept groping girl every episode for no reason. And now almost every anime does this. And this is because it is just straight up business. People know what sells, so they keep filling the blank manga pages and all the scenes in anime with fanservice, so it kind of gives a shock value or like some entertaining parts to people who like it. And the worst part that I hate about it, fanservice stopped being the side dish and became the whole damn menu, like Food Wars, which was actually made by a hentai artist. No wonder the food looked different. And honestly, I find fanservice a bit annoying because surprise surprise, I'm here to watch story in anime. Like, who does that? I'm probably the only one. But I definitely won't say no to culture when it's done right. Now fanservice does hurt the show when it is done wrong. In fact, there are tons of shows that butcher themselves by drawing frames of a naked sister running around. Like imagine watching a really dark murder mystery with talking animals, and then there's a naked rabbit. What are we doing here? Sometimes you are too invested in the story, the characters feel real to you, and you get engrossed in the massive world building, and then massive tits. There was a great episode which made you more excited for the next episode, and the next episode is about how a girl struggled having a bath because her surface area was a bit too much. No matter how amazing and unique the premise is, if half of the episode is just spent on weird angles and accidental malfunctions, it 100% takes the audience out of it. Unless the person is here just for the culture. To that I'll say good for you. Sword Art Online started off with such a cool trapped in a game premise, but the rest half of the show focuses on the brother-sister dynamic and Asuna getting assaulted, which clearly doesn't really help with the story, does it? Such a praised and worshipped premise, now in the bin. Then come to dark shows like Akame ga Kill and Dead Man Wonderland, extremely brutal and serious toned shows with so much death. They are so bloody, they are heartbreaking, and then record-breaking cleavage. And the easiest way to spot these problems is to look at Shounen. Gurren Lagann, a 13-year-old in the proportions of a Marvel MILF. Fire Force, a girl whose only role is to get naked accidentally and the best character development she can have is just not to strip. My Hero Academia, a story about superheroes saving the day. But here we are looking at Mount Lady's giant ass. The men who say sit on me clearly have a big problem here. And then naked schoolgirls all of a sudden. Like, whose heroes are these? And then we move on to shows which only even get weirder. Akebi-chan, a wholesome and beautiful story of high school girls. And then there's Feet Fetish, absolutely destroying the enjoyment and the whole wholesomeness. And then you can't even tell people that you love this beautiful show which has girls showing their feet. So yeah, a lot of shows are pretty messed up when they use fan service. It's so sad that so many people actually just eat it up, like the Titans who ate Eren's mom. And then naked schoolgirls all of a sudden. Now remember High School of the Dead? Yes, the same anime that was about zombies. This is one of the shows which embraced its degeneracy. It clearly understood its assignment and then did a full send. Like everything that happens in this show is through tits, action through tits, character interaction through tits, storytelling done through tits. And some shows somehow make fan service work, either by owning the chaos or making it part of the show, like Kill la Kill, a show with not a single minute gone without tits and ass. But it works so well with the hyper chaotic energy and Trigger Studio doing Trigger Studio things. And they also make the fan service their power system. That's how the characters get strong. Chainsaw Man only enhances the down bad formula of the show and just tells how trash and far gone the main protagonist Denji is. And not just Denji, every single character is down bad. And in this weird chaotic world of Chainsaw Man, the fan service kind of fits perfectly. These kind of shows embrace the trashy elements to the point that the fan service becomes relevant to the plot. But there are also shows which stay faithful to the storytelling and completely refuse to use fan service at all. And I commend romance shows like Blue Box, which instead of trying to attract the audience, try to hone the personality of each of the characters, which helps the show maintain its emotional depth. And these are the shows which don't rely on gooner-baked tropes, but instead try to get the audience engagement through pure storytelling. The toothbrush scene from Monogatari series. You know what? That's only the fan service I'll actually defend because you know that's it's just toothbrush, you know, it's what's wrong with that? So has fan service affected the storytelling of anime? Hell yes. But is anime bad for having fan service? Hell no. Whether you like it or not, it's all a marketing strategy. Sometimes it's the spice, sometimes it's the whole damn plate, and you can't really do anything about it because that's just a side of anime. But still there are shows which will use it well and shows that will be a total train wreck. Now tell me what's your most favorite degenerate moment is in the comments, and whether you like culture or not, like and subscribe.